session for one of my patrons. So I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. If any of you are interested in checking out my Patreon community, please come visit me at patreon.com/Abbey Normal's Wisdom Quest. All right, thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you. Thank you so much for sharing here on YouTube. So excited to have you on Patreon, and we're going to get to see what comes up today. There aren't any specific goals, so we're going to go as guided by spirit. I'm going to relax and get tuned in now. Okay, see what comes up. All right. So I'm walking and there's not a lot of feelings going on here. There's not a lot of sound. So I expect to hear footsteps, or I expect to have a sensation of, am I lost? Where am I going? Am I afraid? Am I happy? None of that is existing here. I see someone that's walking and I can only see their shoulders up. Their facial expressions are kind of like they're looking this way or that way. They're walking through a dark place. Seems like there's cubicle walls because there's walls and a ceiling that's taller, higher. And then there's other walls that are shorter. Like you could look over top the wall and see what's going on that side or that side. And it's just kind of walking around, and it's a bit of a puzzle or a maze type space, okay? But there's not a lot of emotion about it. There's not a lot of overwhelm, or I'm afraid, or I'm lost, or anything like that. It's just, it is what it is kind of thing. I feel one of the things that I initially experienced right off the bat was, I feel like you could go so much deeper. I feel like deeper into yourself, deeper into your vulnerabilities, deeper into, it's almost like energetically you could create a safety net or safety. It's comfortable, you know, just to keep things comfortable, keep things smooth, keep things controllable, I suppose, without being focused on control. So it's just to keep things, you know, it's like the difference between a clean house and a messy house. If we keep things in order, if we keep things organized, it just, things run smoothly. We don't have to think about it, we just do it. And then that gives me a sense of control over my life, because when things are in order, things are organized, things are clean, I can find what I'm looking for. I don't have to worry about more. I have less stress. I mean, so there's good qualities to that. There is an element of control that's also got some positive qualities to it, because obviously less stress is better. There's something, though, that I wouldn't define it quite like a clean house versus a dirty house, but I would define it as something that is intuitively making decisions to keep things from getting out of hand, okay? And it is creating, I feel, an energetic, when things get very comfortable, then we don't have to have any problems. We don't have to face any challenges. We don't have to do anything. We can just chill, right? But there's a security level and an insecurity level on that. And the control is comfortable, is silent, but it's felt, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go somewhere scary inside yourself, okay? I'm going to at least try. Let's see what happens here. So I show your conscious this. I show your conscious this, okay? And then I say over there, and I say, what are you afraid of? What makes you the most uncomfortable? What makes you vulnerable? What makes you feel like you can't do it anymore? What makes you feel like you're at the end of your rope? What makes you feel like you've lost control? It's safe to look at this, to not feel like you have to be lost in it, but to know that there's going to be things in life that will challenge us. We don't have to get lost in those things. Sometimes we do. We learn powerful lessons. But if you were faced with it again, it doesn't mean you have to get lost in it. I'm ignoring you because you're not going to help me, because it's things that you're going to, it's almost like I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. um oh yes. You don't want to guide me. You don't want to look there because it's hard. It's normal. So that means I can't rely on this part of your consciousness to guide me. I just have to go there. Something in my heart knows. So I'm entering into a space that's full of clutter now. And I'm rummaging through and throwing things behind me, and I'm digging into a ground that becomes made out of cement. Then I get a jackhammer. And then the ground starts to become like there isn't anything beneath the surface. I say, okay, I'm learning things about you. So I create a doorway and say, on the other side of this door is something that you can't cope with. And now I allow it. I don't even go through the door. I just allow myself to already be in the space. And now I start to see thousands of yous. And you are just walking around talking to yourself. And it's quite a social event, really. But there's no music. There's no real celebration. It's just interaction. And I'm in a room full of yourself. And they're kind of shadowy looking. And they're just talking like really basic day-to-day life conversation. Again, I am going to keep going through layers until you can't keep up with me. Another door. Now I'm in another room. There's like a jewel that's sort of levitating in the center of this room. And it's spherical. It's really pretty. It's red and dazzling. It's got like diamonds in it. And it represents a planet or a star. It's like compacted energy. But it does represent potentially a star. I feel like it could glow, but it's almost like everything got really solidified and compacted. But it still has glow from within. Could you walk the surface of this? I go inside of this, whatever this is. This is fear. And it doesn't want anybody to come in. I just choose to see. I just create a door and now I'm inside of it. I don't even go through the door. I just transform the room into what is on the inside of whatever this is. But I see a sneaky part of you is like, yes, get trapped in my world. Go deeper and deeper in the boxes and the layers of myself, and you'll never be able to find your way out again. It's like, thank you. You're introducing me to more of yourself. That really helps me. All right, so let's see what's in here. Is you. So actually what the problem is you have gone and gotten lost inside yourself so deeply you can't find your way out. But you don't seem to be aware of this. There's no communication about this. What I do is I just place light inside of this room, which is inside of this star/planet, which is a deeper layer from a layer of mindless wandering and interaction, okay? Which is in a deeper layer of what is a messy closet, which is in a deeper layer, right? From what is, everything is, there's nothing here. You're just walking or just looking around. There's nothing here to see. There's nothing here. Oh, yes, there is something here. And I start to realize it's all an inverted pyramid, which isn't a bad thing, but I'm going to turn everything upside down, which is going to turn it right side up, okay? So now at the top of the pyramid, then we could say is this room, which is actually representing what is inside of this planetary star, okay? Which is where you also are saying me as a reflection of yourself, telling me, yes, go deeper and get lost, which really is just the echo of I've gone deep and then I've gotten lost. And so, but again, with the trying to activate a sensation of sensitivity, vulnerability, insecurity, sound, you know? What's interesting is now that I've turned it upright, okay? This has something to do with your crown and your third eye chakra. What's what did this have represent your root chakra before, you know? Because it was pointing to what would be the lower end of your energetic spectrum now has become the higher end of your energetic spectrum. It's actually very vibrationally good. I can feel this is a very breathable. I can feel this is very interactive. It's good, okay? There's a reaction here in the throat. The third eye and the crown are just like, whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You know, but there's response, you know? There's confusion. There's reaction. There's, oh my God, you know? That's good. It means we're working on something. We're acknowledging something. We're seeing something has changed. Now I see the you that says, yes, go deeper, get lost in this depth. She's a female. You know what she reminds me of? It was a suit when this movie, it's Beowulf. You know, when the movie Beowulf came out, and it's like, it was really cool because it was like one of the first times there was a cartoon that really looked like real life. I think Angelina Jolie was playing the demon in the cave, and she reminds me of Angelina Jolie in that cave. Because she has very long hair that's braided, but the hair actually is like a scorpion tail. It's poisonous at the end. She's absolutely phenomenal to look at. She walks naked and confident, okay? But she is not to be trusted, I suppose. I want to trust you. Should I trust you? Secret scorpion poison tail and the hidden behind, you know, and the ponytail. It's back there. She feels like she owns and controls this vast third eye universe, this crown chakra universe. It's like I awakened this demon. I moved her from being buried to becoming now alive. Okay? I say, don't you think that's the problem, though? Do you think that's maybe why it was chosen for the pyramid to go upside down to bury you? So now I have to activate something that's giving you, you're part of the ego. You're part of the ego that got buried in order for you to find sustainability. Now that part of your ego has become awakened because it's time for you to face some of this stuff and to know that you're not powerless to this. You're not powerless as part of your ego. Absolutely not. Who are you? Who are you? You know, it's like, this is just one tiny little part of your ego. Oh my God. She controls my life. No, she doesn't. Who are you? You're more than she is. She's just a little thing. You're like everything, okay? She becomes derailed, and one eye comes down, one eye goes up, and her face starts to look really jacked up and deformed. She can't look at herself in the mirror. She's a monster. But she can't scream because there's a big shard of glass in her throat. She wants to project herself as beautiful and put together, but really she's this ugliest thing on the planet. You know, she's like this really terrifying monster. So I just removed the glass. Say thank you for exposing your vulnerability. When you expose yourself as a monster, you're no longer a monster. Because to say I am a monster is the insecurity itself. So you're putting it out there. You're even expressing yourself and showing me you look like a monster. But really, you aren't a monster. Maybe you just needed to be that for a little while. But now you're learning a new way. She starts to cry actually out eyeballs. They start to bounce on the floor, like their eyeballs are coming out. There's something opening in the crown and a weird, gross thing. I don't know. It's a strange animal / insect, and it's the size of a cat, and it's slimy and it's bony and it's coming out the crown, the top of the head. Okay. It's like a miniature golem, but it's very bony. It's more bones than flesh. And I start to see you coughing, and your heart is bulbous, and it's starting to release something long overdue. It's a monster in the closet, basically. Just releasing. It looks like a big dinosaur that's a shadow dinosaur, okay? It is wanting to come out of the heart, but it's also coming out of the third eye and the crown at the same time. You see how comfortable this is? We don't need to control any of this. We just allow it to flow, you know? And we're safe to see it. We're safe to interact with it. We're safe to hold it, support it, and however it needs to express itself in order to bring it into balance. And then that releases whatever that sensation, you know? It's too unfeeling in here in the cubicle maze. In this comfortable, socializing, boring environment. Oh, the pyramid's upside down, turn it right side up. Oh, well, we just released a demon. Not that big of a deal. It's just a part of you that you needed to bury for a while that needs to actually come into balance. You need to see it, right? In your third eye. And now as you see it and we just work through it, starts to release other jams, you know? It's going to help you feel whole. It's going to help you feel right side up. It's going to help you feel like you're in motion and you're not creating safety and security because you just feel that way, you know? You just feel like everything is in its place, you know? Everything has a place, everything is in its place, and I don't have to try because I just experience that inside myself becomes in my external reality. All right. Thank you for this. I'm excited for you. I don't see that this is too derailing because you do seem to have another side that is kind of conscientious of making sure that you don't fall off the ladder. So already I experience your inner weavers are like, okay, we did that. Okay, let's kind of calm things down for a bit till I can catch up with this new stuff. And then we'll take the next step. And it's like, you know, it's a comfortable pace. But we did release some stuff and I don't see it as going to derail your life. I see it as the right next step. Okay. So it's pretty cool. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being a part of Patreon. Hope you have an awesome day. Everybody watching, hope you guys have an awesome day. Thank you for your comments, for your support of my clients. Take care.